everybody, and welcome to America. Gonna do part two of our second part to our egg hatching series here. And I've got my eggs, fertilized eggs, to put in the incubator, which is in this box. If you have questions about the incubator or how it's set up, you can go back and watch the video from before this one. But I've had this sitting here for about 24 hours. Maybe just over, just under, and it's regulated and held its temperature right at 99 or 100 since then. So now that we know that the temperature's stable, I added a little bit of water in the drip tray in the bottom, and I'm going to fill it up with the eggs. I've got 41 eggs here. 10 of them are from a friend of mine down the street, and I'm going to hatch a couple eggs for him from his chickens, and then the balance of that, I think there's, well, that'd be 31. That are from my chickens. If you're going to do this, you have to make sure that you have fertilized eggs. So that means you either need a rooster in with your hens so that they will lay fertilized eggs, or you can buy eggs from a hatchery and they will ship them to you. If you're collecting your own eggs, you want to store them at room temperature. Don't put them in the fridge, but don't start incubating them yet until you're ready to put them all together. You can collect them for about a week usually. So some of these are from earlier this week. And I just saved them up on a bowl in the kitchen at room temperature, and then once they go in the incubator, they will start to incubate and grow, and then we'll be able to candle them in 7 days, and we'll know which one of them are fertile and viable and growing, and some of them maybe either weren't fertilized or didn't take well, or for some reason are not growing, and then we'll remove those so they don't go bad. So now we're going to throw those in here. I'm going to pull the lid off and try and be quickly so that we don't lose too much heat. So I'm going to pull this lid off, set that on the side there. And this is the thermometer probe for the thermometer. I'm going to set that off to the side. Put these ones in first. I marked these with a pencil. These are from the ones from my buddy. So that way I can tell the difference before they hatch, even though they'll be different color. The ones that are from my chickens are Barred Rock black and white chickens. Insert picture of Barred Rock chickens here. So I'm going to set these in here. This has the automatic turner in here. I'm not going to turn that turner on for like the first day. I think it just says to do that in the directions. They only need to be turned once a day, so if they sit in here for a day not being turned, that will be fine. All right, now put the lid back on, lickety split. And put the thermometer in there, set it somewhere in the middle. Make sure that the cords are routed out of the way. There's a little notch in the box there for it. Put this one cap back in. Close her up. Alright, so the chickens are, or well, not the chickens, but the eggs are all in the incubator. I closed up this box that is around here just to kind of give a little bit more of a thermal buffer for any drafts or hot or cold air that might change in the room that might disturb the incubator's temperature. Watch the thermometer, but don't go and adjust the thermostat. It will recover its temperature and come back to the 99 degrees that we want, but you're gonna let it sit. It's gonna take a couple of hours. Don't turn it up just because it's reading, right now it's at 74, which is just above room temperature. But between leaving it open for that short time when we put the eggs in, and the fact that I just put 41 eggs in there is like putting a whole jar of ice cubes into a glass of room temperature water. It's gonna bring it down, but that heating element will catch up back up. So don't change the temperature just because you see it's cold now. Let it pick up on its own. You might have to adjust it a little bit here or there as it goes, but it should be pretty much where it needs to be. So I'm gonna let these sit. Tomorrow I'm gonna turn the turner on, and I'm just gonna check on them and maintain the temperature. I'm not gonna open it other than maybe to add a little bit of water for the next 7 days when I candle them and see which eggs are doing well and which ones we can get rid of. So stay tuned, and next time you see us, we'll be candling these eggs and figuring out which ones are good to go. Until next time, stay American.